We're back. I've just asked the guys in the Discord to rate my commentary out of 10, and I'm getting sick emojis. I feel demoralised. I feel defeated. I feel sad. But regardless, we're gonna power on. Let's see how we go. Tapeaster praying for rain at the moment. A couple of guys are praying for rain. A wet race around Brazil. That would be carnage. Turn 1 was carnage in the dry. Could you imagine turn 1 in the wet? Everyone's begging for rain and everyone's not, but it's just it's a very mixed opinions at the minute. Some people want rain, some people don't. We'll find out in about 10 seconds, I suppose. As we know, with Brazil rain, I think it was 2016, put a very, very interesting spin on things. But it's looking bone dry. The sky is a lot clearer than it was in the sprint. I think we're gonna have a nice dry race. Of course, all the drivers do a free tire choice for. They're all picking at the minute, tweaking their setups. It was started pretty quickly, so I hope the guys get time to pick their setups. Tapeaster not happy that there's no rain. So I'm assuming it's gonna be a dry race. Tire strategy can be an interesting one here. Interesting! So we have a couple of guys on the softs at the front, but I was expecting a lock on mediums, you know. Let's have a look. Tires. So King's Home opted for the mediums. That's personally what I would have done. But I'm not leading the championship. Rabbi and Tay both opted for the softs. Tim on the softs, Crossfire on the softs, Tommy on the softs, and Diddy LFC. Monroe and Veloce are the only other drivers on the mediums. Warren has managed to get himself disqualified from the formation lap. I'm not sure what's happening now. But he's going to have ice cold tires at the start, and he's starting right at the back. Rear also with his qualifying ban right at the back. Unfortunately, we didn't get Young One back in. I don't think he's a happy boy. So I think there was maybe an incident in that opening lap he wasn't happy with. But he has retired from, I suppose, this session at least. But yeah, so we got a couple of interesting fights. Tim's want to claw some points back. He's dropped down, like I said in the previous stream, by in and around 30 points behind Rabbi, so he's going to have to make up some ground, hoping that Rabbi has a bit of a stinker. Another one to keep an eye on, I suppose, is Veloce. We know he's got pace. He has qualified quite far down. But yes, as I was talking tire strategy, and now that it was conveniently on the screen, it's looking like a soft hard for the one stop, or soft medium for the two. Safe to assume that the medium starters are going to go for the one stop. Hopefully that will get them enough off the line, enough time. Gained so that the two stoppers don't catch up to them. And again, we're expecting probably a couple of safety cars here. We've seen what that race was like. The sprint race, it was a bit chaotic in the turn 1, so I'm going to assume it's going to be something similar again. But let's see. Well, the guys are going Ver at the back of the grid. He's just coming into position, so we're expecting the lights to go red any second now. I can't even see the lights, the game isn't playing ball, so... And there they start now. We've got 5 red lights, and away we go! Rabbi doesn't get the best launch. Tapeaster has a decent one. Let's see what happens in the turn 1. Tim wants to get round Rabbi early. Does he manage to make it stick? He's round the outside with yellow flags already. With an Alpine facing their own way, but Tim is side by side with Rabbi on. Oh, this is going to get saucy. Are they going to collide into turn 4? Is it a Hamilton? Is it a Verstappen? Tim manages to get the move done. Rabbi is now down to P3, and Tim is up into P2 from what a start. Crossfire Strikes currently P5 with King's Home on the mediums. We were expecting him to sort of stay stationary with those tyres, but the race will come to him in the long run. Crossfire takes the position from him. Tommy has managed to hold out in P6 so far. Mr. Basil up into P10. Also, Veloce is holding stationary at the moment in P9. Him and Nero. Oh, and we have Veloce round, as I said. The commentator's curse. Oh, he's collided with the Red Bull. Bearded Dave and Veloce have a major incident. Veloce's given a 5-second penalty. Bearded Dave is out of the race. That's going to be devastating for him. We have a VSC early. Will anyone die on any of the soft runners dive into the pits? Doesn't look like it so far. It doesn't look like there's been much damage. Someone's an AI. Ian Bell, I know he's playing with an injury, so it's going to be difficult. Veloci and Fearless both into the pits. We'll see what tyres they go on to. That is going to be a devastating DNF for Bearded Dave. He was an innocent bystander. He just come around the corner and collided with Veloci as he tried to rejoin the track. Veloci's put on a new set of hards. I think he's going to try to go to the end of those, or hope for another safety car at least. Fearless is opted for the mediums. The race is back again. The VSC has finished. Tape after leading the way from Tim Pop at the moment. Rabbi just behind. King's Home's just behind there at the moment. I think he's still within DRS range when it activates next lap, but only just. Car getting out of shapes a bit. Tommy on those soft is going to want to try and get round him and gone, because staying behind King's Home is only going to hurt his race. DRS enabled this lap, so we'll keep an eye on Tommy and see if he can catch up to King's Home in the back straight. So we'll keep an eye out now. With the DRS active, Tommy is very close. He's going to look to make a move here. King's Home going defensive. Tommy's going around the outside. Will we see a Verstappen and Hamilton? King's Home with clinical defending there. Kisses the apex. Tommy's going to have to wait till the start finish straight to get back round on that, or have another attempt on that. Mr. Basil currently running P9. We're all said we want him to get points this race. He's still running P9 on the soft tyres with Feeble Boy, who had that nightmarish start, or nightmarish sprint, has got himself back up into P10, and if I'm right, let's have a look. Let's jump up. He's the biggest gainer so far. Crossfire Strikes is out! Just on the entry to... Oh, he's in a bad spot there. Is he going to be able to... I think this car's been retired. Oh, he's still sitting there. He's just not had the luck. We know he's got the one lap pace, but he's just not had the luck when it comes to the race. It's going to be a devastating blow for him. We look, Tommy has managed to jump King's... Oh, that looked a bit chaotic. What was going on there? Warren with a 3-second time penalty. He's cutting corners. Tommy has managed to get King's Home, but King's Home's coming right back. Down into turn 4, he's managed to regain that 4th place. That's not what Tommy wanted. He wanted to get around King's Home and gone, but he's sticking it around the outside in a place that I would be... That's squeaky bum territory. That's very squeaky bum territory. But he done it. He done it. Still behind King's Home though. He's bound to be getting a bit frustrated with it. Start finish straight is what we're going to be watching for that. Rur, the man who started at the back of the grid, has managed to get himself up to P11 so far. He's just outside the points behind Dr. Wolfang, who's gained 1 position. Most of the field has gained off the start, but I suppose the biggest losers, Veloci at the moment. He's just had that nightmarish incident with the Bearded Dave. I'm not sure if he could have done much more, or if he reversed back on track. I guess we'll have to watch that back. But nonetheless, we'll look back at Tommy and King's Home. Tommy has got the move done again, but as we've seen so far, King's Home's liking these moves into turn 4. Tommy's no ERS. And there's King's Home. I think Tommy's got it under wraps this time around. He does, but he needs to gain a lot of time in Sector 2 to make sure that King's Home doesn't have that DRS in Sector 3. We'll go back to the front now. We'll have a look at Tapeaster, Rabbi and Tim, who are all pretty much within half a second of each other. Tay hasn't really started to disappear yet. Fearless is speeding in the pit lane. Is he going to retire? Yellow flags in sector 2. It's one of the Ferraris. It's Veloce again, who's just not getting the luck today. He's got to hope for a safety car to bring himself back into it. Fearless is also into the pits again. Is he about to be lapped? I would assume so. Lap 6 we're already seeing blue flags. There's two drivers who have had unfortunate luck today. Fearless has managed to stay ahead, but he's going to want to try and stay ahead. Veloce getting a penalty now for track limits. He's got that in the second sector. The twisty, turny, uppy, downy, hilly section, as I like to call it. But he's managed to stay ahead of Tim, Tay, and Rabbi. Diddley getting 3-second time penalty. He's sitting in P6 at the moment. Feeble Boy coming up the field nicely now. He's up 8 positions. He's doing just as well as Ruhr. Ruhr's still stuck behind Dr. Wolfgang at the moment and has Warren breathing down his neck. I would say there's going to be a lot of... Oh, Veloce's just having a nightmare. Is it going to be a retirement? So Tommy and Kingsholm are just having this titanic battle for P4 at the moment. But Kingsholm's happy enough because he's just hoping... Basically, the longer he holds up the rest of these soft runners, the better he's looking on his one stop. One of the Alpines is also lining up Kingsholm. It's looking a bit chaotic into turn 1. Kingsholm's up the inside. Tommy's trying to hold it around the outside, but doesn't manage it. Diddy, I keep calling him Diddley. Sorry, Diddy. He's just sitting, waiting to pick up the scrap. And we've got, oh, it's not Ruhr. We have a Ruhr around and down the centre S as he's lost it. He's done all that work and now he's got to do it all over again. So far, so all the drivers started on fresh tyres. Those softs are gonna go off around lap 14-15, I think. It'll be interesting to see if the soft runners decide to opt for a 1-stop or a 2-stop. It's quite a long pit lane here, so you'd expect most of them will go for the soft, but the medium tyres are going to be dead by the end. I see yellow flags in sector 2, and I see a Mr. Basil dropping down the order. Oh, he was running so well, but he's still in it. He's done better than expected. Did he collect Ruhr? Ruhr's had an absolute nightmare. Has he given himself damage? Oh, he's no front wing. I just seen it sitting on the fence. That's unfortunate for Ruhr, and it's unfortunate for Mr. Basel. He was running well in P9 there. Back at the front now, these three are just seeing that they're going to be following each other around the track for the rest of this race. Rabbi has managed to get Tim Shavop somewhere. We missed that looking at the carnage. Kingsholm still battling it out with Tommy, and the two, it's just a massive DRS train has started between P4 and P10. So a lot of those drivers are going to be hoping that someone makes a mistake somewhere along the line, because the minute someone does, they're going to capitalise on it. We'll have a look at Tim. So we're going into the DRS straight again. He doesn't get the best exit out of that corner. Robbie's going to try and break that DRS toe and leave himself sitting sweet. Fearless is speeding into the pit lane. Get the feeling he's maybe going to retire because he's now a lap down. Yeah, there it is. It's just two drivers, Fearless and Veloci, just did not have the best start, and it's spiraled from there. Diddy has decided to pit. I'm not sure if he's got damage. Bit of an odd entry into the pit lane, I'll be honest. But nonetheless, Rabbi, I've seen all these guys doing mistakes. I've missed Rabbi take the lead from Tay. Diddy's opted for the hard tyres now, just keeping an eye there. But Rabbi has managed to get himself a bit of a rocky start. Tim got him into turn 1, and now he's up in the P1. Nicely done. So looking back at this sort of second battle for 4th place, Kingsholm's still running in P4, but Feeble Boy has managed to get Tommy, and so he wants to have a crack at Kingsholm. Both of those drivers are going to be thinking, I need to get around this guy, because in the second half of this race he's going to be a lot faster than I am. Rur and Barry are having it out, it seems. Down the centre races. Rur's going to want to try and get Barry down into, I think he should have DRS, yeah, he's going to get that move done. Pinch Pop gets 3 second penalty, that's not going to help his chances. Feeble Boy has managed to get Kingsholm into turn 1, but Kingsholm's still fighting it back. But Feeble Boy has got round him. Of course he has got that penalty, which isn't going to help him. But he's going to want to try and get that gap cleared. But Kingsholm's having none of it. He's like, nah mate, not happening. Down into turn 4, you're all mine, son. Thought they were fine. Back up to P7. He's kind of just sort of chilling just behind these 3, and I bet you he's rubbing his hands because he can just chill there, save ARS, which he hasn't done much of, to be fair, and strike when the moment is right. We'll have a look at these guys, because I've seen these guys have been overtaking each other left, right and centre, and I've missed every single one of them so far. So, going on to the start-finish straight where he's DRS active for Tay Pastor. Let's see if he's going to get moved on down into turn 1, or if he's going to save it for the second DRS straight. It doesn't look like he's going to line up a move unless he goes for a Lewis Hamilton on Lando Norris lunge, but no, he's saving it for the second DRS straight if he gets a good launch out of this corner, but he's deep into that dirty air. Doesn't have overtake active, it looks like he's saving. Rabbi has used a lot more battery than Tim has, and I'd say Tim probably, or Tay probably knows it. Tim Chapot slightly dropping off the back of these 2 now. I suppose he's having to be careful because he knows he's got that penalty now. So he's going to have to behave himself. So, still, Kingsholm stays ahead on the mediums, and the longer he does that, the better his race is looking. His closest rival at the moment is Dr. Wolfgang, who's, as I said earlier, is just sitting behind, chilling. The South Africans aware that his main rival is Kingsholm. Oh, Steve Boy gets a bit of a tank slapper on the exit, and Tommy capitalises. He capitalises on that error, I suppose is the way to put it. But that has actually allowed Kingsholm to open up a bit of a gap. So, current gap is actually over a second. So if I'm right, Tommy ain't got DRS here. And he doesn't. So that gives Kingsholm an opportunity to try and pull this away a little bit. As Mr. Bazza gets a 3 second penalty. Warren gets a 5 second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He's decided to go for the 2-stop, it seems, with Feeble Boy, and Tay Pastor's in. He's opted for the medium tyres now. Is that a go to the end strategy, or is that a 2-stop? Could be either way, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. But that promotes Dr. Wolfgang, who has took Tommy. Maybe there was a little multi-21 order going on there, I'm not sure. But Wolfgang's going to be trying to get after Kingsholm and trying to close that gap again, because it currently sits outside DRS range, which is exactly what Kingsholm needs. Looking at the guys out in front then, Tim and Rabbi, there's a 2 second gap has opened up between those 2 guys. Tay Pastor going for the undercut, he wants to try and get a bit of space out in front. You have yellow flag sector 3. Rur has sped into the pit lane, and Rur has retired from the race. Tim Chapop has decided to opt for an undercut as well. He's coming into the pit lane. Does he speed? He gets it stopped just in time. He's going to opt for the undercut, so we'll keep an eye on him and Tay Pastor. One of the Alpines, I believe that was out. Yes, Stable Boys pit. Kingsholm promoted to P2, if I go the right way. He's promoted to P2. Dr. Wolfgang's closed the gap, but not by much, and as I say that, he's just lost out a lot of time. Tommy's coming back at him. Chris lets him through. These two trying to work as a team here, but Dr. Wolfgang needs to think of the Drivers' Championship here. So, Tay has managed to jump, well, not jump Tim, maintain that gap to Tim, and Tim is dropped 4 seconds to Tay Pastor. We'll see what Rabbi does now, because he's coming around the corner of the start-finish straight. I can't do the maths. Does he pit, or does he opt to go long? He opts to come in and see if he gets the car stopped in time. We've seen so many drivers speed in the pit lane today. He gets it stopped. Cal should promote Kingsholm to P1. Tommy P2 and Dr. Wolfgang to P3, but of course they all still need to pit. I think a lot of these drivers are going to opt for the one stop but onto the medium tyres instead, not as the strategy predicted, but how often is AWS graphics actually right? I would say probably never. Tape Hoster's now looking to move on Dr. Wolfang. Does he let him go, or does he put up a fight? I think he's putting up a bit of a fight. They squeeze each other into turn 4, but it's just enough for him. Dr. Wolfang gets himself a penalty though for good measure for that defending. Tape Hoster's going to try and clear this traffic quickly, because the longer he gets held up by this train, the closer Tim gets to him. Also, Rabbi, who has been jumped by Tim Shapop. It looks like Tim's opting for a 2-stop strategy. He's going for the soft. Aidan Bell gets himself a 3-second penalty. At the moment, yellow flags in sector 2. Looks like that's actually Aidan. He's at a bit of a moment. Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on Tommy and Dr. Wolfgang, because we're expecting them to pit any time now. If they're going for the one stop, Chris comes in. Dr. Wolfgang has decided to pit. Apparently, Tim Shapop is retired. Seemed he had a severe collision with Nero, and he's retired. That is devastating for his championship hopes. We missed what happened there, but it seems it's been a lot of retirements. Aidan Bell is also retired. It's been a bit of a chaotic race. We're on lap 15. We're just about halfway through, and we've lost, well, including young one, 8 drivers. But full safety car, so guess whose hands that's played into? King's Home. Annoyingly though, can he get the sauce to do? He couldn't get the softs to do that many laps. It wouldn't be... I don't even know how many laps that is, to be fair, but you're looking at the guts of 20 laps on the softs. Like, they're going to die after lap 15, but of course he's got the safety car to consider. Oh, I would go hard. I would go hard, but we'll keep an eye and see what he does. One person who did not benefit from that, Dr. Wolfgang, pit the lap before for the hards. I would say, but I'd put money on him coming back through again. Put on the mediums and try and go to the end. Rabbi said out, he's happy with his tyres, he's just boxed. King's Home's opted for the softs. Definitely a gamble, but it'll be interesting to see. Dr. Wolfgang stayed out, he's going for track position, it would seem. Probably the best call, because I don't know if he knew what his main rival was pitting onto, but definitely the right call. Will he beat him though outside of the pits? No. He's well up the road. So him and Tommy have opted for the hards. Kingston's tyres, I will be very impressed if he goes to the ends on those. Teb Hoster on the mediums. Cairo's up to P6. It's a very shuffled grid. The Monkey Mafia, I believe, started quite... Nero has a drive-through penalty. You need to watch he doesn't get disqualified. Position change. So Warren's up 11 places. He's the biggest winner at the minute. Mr. Basil's on P12. So, you know, if things go the way they have been, he's looking at potential points today. I think we're going to have quite a long safety car. Mr. Basil is quite a bit behind. He's stopped on the mediums. Just to see if he can keep up with the guys in the hards and maybe benefit from some of these penalties up ahead. I suppose that's a point to talk about it, is the penalties. So he's got 3 seconds at the minute with Feeble Boy in front, also on 3. Diddy LFC's on 6, Warren's on 8, and Dr. Wolfgang and Tommy have 3 seconds each. Of course, Nero has that drive-through. He can't serve it under the safety car, so that will hinder his race quite a bit. Mr. Basil's still quite a bit back, so I suppose I should take this opportunity for a little section I like to call I don't even know what I'm saying. So yeah, things are going to get interesting, but yeah, I suppose I'll take this moment to discuss the real life championship fight. A lot of controversies going on this year. Interestingly, the rivalry isn't really shown between the two drivers, but more between the two team bosses. Like Christian Horner and Toto Wolff despise each other, and then you've got Lewis and Max who are just like, yeah, it's pretty fun, you know. But it hasn't been short of controversies. You know, we've had the Silverstone incident, which proved a lot of controversy. Definitely would have made a difference at this point in the championship now if Max hadn't have been thrust into the wall, depending on your opinion. And we're going to cut this section short apparently because we're going to start now. Safety car's coming in. Rabbis ahead. Oh, King's home! He's had a mare! Oh, he's had a mare. Can he avoid contact with the other drivers? Mr. Basil's come through. He's dropped himself right to 12th. Dr. Wolfgang will be rubbing his fingers now, because he's now P2. Rabbi's gone. He's shot off. He's caught Dr. Wolfgang napping, and Tommy has caught him napping as well. Apparently, the Monkey Mafia's got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Not sure what that's about. The two McLarens battling into the Senna S's. Tip Hoster's thinking, get out of my way, guys. I got a Rabbi to catch. Let's see if we can get things about making a move down into turn 4. No, he's still stuck there. Not. He's just giving Rabbi more and more time to open up a gap, and look at it already. He's 2-second gap in P2. King's home. He's the one who had the mare there. Nero tried to service drive-through, but it didn't. Not sure what's happened then. But King's home is the one who's had the mare. He's got to fight back through the field. He's had a bit of contact with Diddy there, but he gets around the outside and back up to... Sorry, it was a Monkey Mafia, and he's got back up to P8 too. But the McLaren's out in front. Dr. Wolfgang starting to pull a gap on Tommy. Will Tommy play the team game and try and hold Ted Pastor up to give Chris the maximum points he can get? Mr. Basil is now up to P9. He's taken the Monkey Mafia and Feeble Boy, I believe that was, in one corner. Go on, son. You're looking good for points here. I think that's someone that was inside, though. It's side by side. Don't spin. Oh, did he get hit? I think he got hit. And he's into the bar. Oh, not into the bar. You're into the bollard. It's okay. He's still going. He hasn't got damage. And we haven't got a safety car, because I don't think I could have dealt with another safety car this early. Tep has to get the move done on Tommy and... Whew! That was getting a bit sketchy. He's got Tommy done, now he's after Chris. Rabbi... Oh, Timmy's off! Oh my, why do I keep jinxing people? He's off, but he's still in the race. He's no front wing. Barry's coming around the outside of him. It's Barry up the P10. Oh, Tay, that's just so unfortunate. I need to stop commentating, man. I jinx everyone. DRS has been enabled after the safety car. Kingston's fought his way back up the P. Oh, I thought he had spun. But he manages to get past Warren with ease. He's up to P4, and now he's after those McLarens. Of course, we're still looking at the tyre where I can't see him lasting to the end of those tyres. It'll be one heck of a run, but I suppose he could opt for the two-stop. Ted Pass is retired. He's devastated. So unfortunate on the exit of the corner. He just spun the wheels and hit the wall. We're down to 11 drivers. Mr. Basel up to P10 at the moment. We're hoping that he will get his points today. Kingsholm takes the first McLaren, he's up into P3, and now he's hunting down the next. Crucially though, he's in a field of drivers that don't have any, do have penalties, and he doesn't. Pyro Racing, another one to watch out for, because he's the same. Nero gets his first penalty, he's 3 seconds, but he's quite a bit back behind the pack after serving that drive-through penalty. We'll have a look at Kingston, see if he can get Dr. Wolfgang into turn 1. He's coming at a rapid pace, he's burning every bit of energy he has. A little bit of weaving from Dr. Wolfang in the braking zone, but I don't think it was too excessive. King's Home up the inside. Oh, they're getting tight. They're getting tight. But with that DRS, surely you'll have him into turn 4, and yes, he does. Manages to keep. Oh, hit the apex. Beautiful. He's up in the P2, but we'll have to keep an eye on him because, as we know, he's on the softs. And one of the few. Cairo Racing his pit, promotes Mr. Basil the P9. Feeble Boy is just hiding out behind the Monkey Mafia and Diddy. The two Alpine drivers and the Williams performing very, very well today. Let's have a look at their position changes. So Warren again, still the big winner. He's up 13 positions. Can be very happy with his drive so far, as long as he can keep it there. Rabbi definitely going to improve his stance in the championship. It's looking like he's got it in the bag. He just needs to basically finish on track. As that got a little hairy, Monkey Boy and Thebo making contact on the exit. Cairo Racing gets a 3-second penalty. Mr. Basil's son, you're looking good for points. Just keep it on the black stuff and you're sweet. Every single driver who's still racing has gained a position apart from Nero. He's still 2 positions behind. Started P8 and he's now P10, but of course he had that drive through and he's making... Well, that was 2 seconds to my last look on Mr. Basil in front. Both have the same amount of penalties. So it'll be interesting to see if he can close in that gap with the time he has left, because he certainly has plenty of time. Rabbi comfortably out in front at this point. Not looking like he's going to be challenged for the rest of this race. He's going to have a very lonely drive, unless he has an incident. But he's making this like the rebounds. King's Home he's managed to open the gap on Dr. Wolfine, but he's of course on the hards when Joe is on the softs. The time difference around here is ridiculous, but so is the tyre wear. So, like I said, we'll keep an eye on that. Warren looks like he's going to have a go at Tommy though. Around the outside, doesn't manage to make it stick around the outside, but he's going to have DRS. But he doesn't look like he's got the best exit out of the Senna S's. He's dropped quite considerably back there. Tommy and Dr. Wolfgang still battling it out. They've been battling all race. Tommy really not caring about the Drivers' Championship at this point. They both, well, Chris has to finish ahead of King's Home here to close the gap at the moment. We have Diddy in the pits. I don't know if he's made contact with someone. He's at the pit exit now, but he's come out onto the mediums. He will comfortably go to the end on those tyres. But look at Mr. Basil! Look at him! Some P8. Go on, Barry. You thought you were going to join commentary with me and you're sitting P8? I mean, I'm mildly disappointed, but, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I'm proud of you. Like, the Alfa Romeo, it's been sitting down there in the stands. I've been keeping an eye on you. You're going to double your points this week, son. Just keep her going. Joe's closing in, to be fair, but he's on the softs. You're on the mediums. Just keep it in the black stuff. It's all good. So, I suppose what we're really looking at the minute is this gap. So, we've a nearly a 2-second gap between King's Home and Dr. Wolfgang. It's not really gained much in the way as I thought it might. We'll know more now in the Sector 2 where where the traction zones are so important. He's gained a couple of times in that corner. Okay, so the softs still out benefiting the mediums at the minute, or the hards at the minute, but they're getting a bit old. And I can just see that time start to drip down, saying around lap 28's time, lap 29, that time's going to start to drip down. And I don't know if King's Home's going to decide to pit, or if he's going to try and stretch those tyres out to the end. It's going to get saucy. Tommy decided to go for a move and go fine, but thinks better of it. He's no Verstappen. I suppose, as I was saying earlier, I was talking about the real life championship until I probably get cut off at some point. Yeah, but a lot of controversies, and especially that one in Brazil last week. I'm not the biggest fan of either Lewis or Hamilton. I think Silverstone, the incident at Silverstone, was ridiculous. And I think the incident at Brazil was ridiculous. But it's made it very interesting in the stands. You know, if Hamilton wins the next race with the fastest lap, they're going into the final race with equal points. Although I would argue at the moment, Mercedes have a better car. I think the downfall of Mercedes will come if there's reliability issues. Those engines haven't been great. Just looking at Warren, is he going to maybe make a move? Looks like he's a little bit far back, but Tommy's going to make a move. Chris is trying to stick it around the outside. He's to watch, so he might get another penalty. Oh, this is going to get saucy because this is not a wide part of the track. They're basically touching. And Warren's ready to pick up the pieces. These two are not helping each other at all. That gap to Kingsholm's now opened up to 4 seconds. Yes, as I was saying, the Mercedes engine has proven to be somewhat unreliable if you look at Bottas, and they've whacked it up to 100. So I think if Mercedes are going to lose this championship, it's going to come down to reliability. Dr. Wolfine getting an oversteer snap. Tommy's going to eat as that, maybe even Warren. Oh, they collide! The two collide! Tommy and and they're both in the pit lane. That is devastating. I'm not sure which McLaren turned into which, but that's a devastating blow for the McLarens. They were sitting in great position. Who's getting held up? I think it's Tommy. Dr. Wolfine, and Tommy is... Hang on a minute. Everyone, nobody panic. He's P6, boys. He's P6. He's P6, and he's got 3 seconds of penalties. Could be on to something here, boys. He could be on. And I'm not going to jinx it. I've jinxed everyone else. I'm just going to pretend I didn't see that. I'm going to let that happen. But yeah, so King's home still now. He's just chilling. Probably could pit and get away with it. Not sure if it's really worthwhile. I mean, he's got essentially a 13-second gap over P3. So if he can just nurse it, and he pits, He just wants to have a bit of fun. He's thinking all I gotta do is beat Chris. Chris put on the softs, I'm assuming. Yep, he's on the softs. Kingsholm should have a comfortable. That should be comfortable. He's serving the penalties, it looks like. Oh, no, it was just a bit of lag. He didn't have any penalties. What am I talking about? So, is this going to promote Mr. Basil to P5? That's what I'm interested in. Oh, Kingsholm's in the pit exit. We see him. I don't think he's going to get it. But yeah, so Dr. Wolfine and Tommy really lost out there. I'm not sure what happened at the pit entry, but one did turn into the other. I don't know if one was trying to pit or what happened, but they definitely collided. That's going to hurt Dr. Wolfine's chances, but he's going to want to try and charge through the field, so we'll keep an eye on him because he's in the fresh softs. He's chasing down, realistically, probably Mr. Basil. Then he gets another penalty for track limits. Rabbi, he's not even worth talking about anymore, he's just chilling. Look at him. Let him go. Diddy's retired! Diddy has retired! What is happening? Did he lose it? Full safety car. And it resets again. It resets again. Diddy's lost it in the second sector. Oh man. But no, boys. But boys, Barry's getting points. Barry, oh no, Barry, you just need to finish. I'm sorry I said that. Don't. Oh. See what he opts for. He's got to go for the soft, surely. I'm expecting Rabbi to pit for the softs as well. I will be interested to see if Feeble Boy pits though. He's P2 in the road, 6 seconds of penalties. I probably would. But track position would be pretty nice. Because if he pits, he's probably going to drop to, well, last probably. Which at this stage is P10. But look at the amount of retirements. Diddy LFC retired. Tay Pastors retired after that incident where he just got, I don't know, he didn't get the traction out of the corner. Tim with the collision with Monroe, who's sitting P9 at the minute. Aiden, Rur, Fearless, all the big boys. Poor bearded Dave, like, I mean, he was just the first of drive-through penalty, speeding under the seat. There's Monkey Man, how's he got a drive-through? But poor bearded Dave, he didn't even make the first lap. He got caught up in an incident, wasn't even his fault. It's just a victim. But Theo Boys come in, King's home. He's regained P2. Warren's sitting P4. He's really rubbing his fingers. What's that now? Surely he's up, what, 14 positions? 15 positions if he gets Thebo on the pit exit? Which I think he should. Definitely a stock and drive. Monkey Mafia has retired. I think that's a pit lane retiree. We're down to 9 drivers. Can't believe we've managed to get down to 9 drivers. Well, we sort of expected it. Brazil, dirty little race. Always eventful. Imagine if it rained. There's 9 drivers left in the dry. Imagine if it rained. And something tells me the drama's not over yet. We've had teammates colliding. We've Barry in the points. We've had championship leaders spinning. Championship contenders spinning. And we've had Rabbi, he's just been like, yeah, it's pretty chill. It's nothing happening here, bud. No. King's home at a spin. He's back up to P2. Spin at the end of the safety car. Don't do it again. Would not recommend. Not good strategy. I know it may look cool, but not a good strategy. So, we'll see. We'll probably get the safety car for at least another lap. I can't imagine it being much longer. Yeah. Yeah, I know we've probably got some people watching here and sitting going, this Irish guy's an idiot. You'd be right. You'd be right. Dazzy's reading the commentary. Dazzy was watching, probably turned off 10 minutes ago, but he was. He's going to rate my commentary. Personally speaking, I think it's great. I'm going to have a look at the Discord now, just when we have a... Dazzy, he's giving me a 6. He's giving me a 6. He's giving me a 6. Tay Pastor, I'm just having a look at the commentary. Tay Pastor wasn't happy. He felt he was getting held up with the McLarens. He just couldn't get round them. The two were battling each other hard, battling each other so hard that they collided. So he ain't happy. But Tay doesn't really know what happened. He took his normal line and suddenly he's on the wall. It did look a bit strange, I'll be honest. I wasn't expecting him to go off there. Bearded Dave obviously not happy. I can't say I blame him. He's actually, I think he might be finished with Tuesday night racing. So, safety car's coming in. Let's get back at it. 5 laps left. We've basically got a 5 lap sprint to the finish. Penalties are involved though, so I suppose we could have a look at that. Yeah, so a lot of 3 seconds, a couple of 6 seconds. Kingsholm and Rabbi looking comfortably P1 and P2 unless there's an incident. So I suppose I should ride on board with Kingsholm, and Rabbi jumps just as I do it. Doesn't catch Kingsholm out that much. He's gained a bit. Gained a bit of time. He's gained half a second. Warren just behind. He's probably been my driver of the... Oh, Tommy making moves. Mr. Basel sitting... Oh, he's running deep. Oh, it looks chaotic at the back. Barry's just... Oh, he's getting hounded by a Red Bull and a McLaren. Please don't. Oh, he keeps the position. Good lad, but it was great defending by Barry there. Tommy manages to take in a row. But let's have a look back at the front. Warren putting P3 at the moment, the Feeble Boy right behind him. Their penalties. Warren's looking good for our podium today. And I have to say, he's probably been my driver of the day. He has just been consistently quick, sitting just in the middle of the field, or starting at the bottom of the field, and he's just been sitting, picking off people. And look where it's got him. Watch him spin now after I've said that. Thought the Wolfang's fought himself back up into P5. He's still trying to get, I suppose it's damage limitation at this point for him. He's just trying to limit the amount of points that... whoa, that was a lot of penalties at the back. He's probably just trying to limit the damage to King's Home in the championship, but he's looking for a comfortable P2 at the minute. As well, but a lot of penalties not at the back there. I don't know if they're all just following each other or what happened, but Mr. Basil called him P7 for now, and the penalties won't make him change any positions, so looking good for a solid result, mate. Good on you. Rabbi has opened the gap. He's up 1.7 seconds. Should just cruise home unless something happens, and I'm actually afraid to talk now in case things jinx. Warren and King's Home are right on each other's gear. Well, Warren's on King's Home's gear, but F gearbox. Let's see if he can make a move down into turn 1, because he's got to try and pull a 3-second gap, which is not easy in Brazil, especially with DRS. But Warren is rapid. He wants the move done. King's Home, I don't think he should put up too much of a fight, because realistically, there's a 3-second penalty ahead and a 6-second penalty behind if he behaves himself. Comfortable P2. But Mr. Basel has taken Cairo. He got the P6. I think the best position he's really hoping for today is about a P5 if he manages to keep with Thibaut. And if he doesn't get another penalty. Sector 2 yellow flags. Who is it? Cairo's in the wall. And Tommy's in the wall. The McLarens have just had a nightmare day. I don't know. And then he gets a 5-second penalty for series. I'm not sure whose fault that was, but is it going to be another safety car? I hope not. Tommy and Cairo having a collision. Let's have a look at the front again. Kingston's managed to take Warren back. I'm assuming that's second DRS straight. It's been absolute chaos today. Been absolute chaos. Kingston not putting up much of a fight. Feeble Boy maybe thinking about lining up a move, but he's just too far back. He might go for something into the next DRS straight, though. He's got a lot of DRS to play with if he gets a good exit. You know what? I think he might think about it. Kingston can't really afford to be fighting too much with these guys, because if he lets Warren go, he's got a problem. Tommy's down P9 now, he's in the pits. Probably realistically going to go for a fastest lap attempt at this point. Dr. Wolfang, after the collision with his teammate, P5, looking like P4 on the after the penalties have been applied. Not a bad result, all things considered. But again, well, look at this, man. Come on, Barry, you've got 2 more laps to go, son. You've got 2 more laps to go, and it's literally the I'll be the happiest man alive, genuinely. Not even 2 more. He's 1 more lap to go. Come on, Barry, last lap. Feeble Boy gonna line up a move, I think. Kingston, they're in a bit of a DRS train at this point. Kingston knows he just has to hold tight, but we're gonna ride on board with this, man. He's got 1 more lap to go. He has used everything he has, and so has Monroe. Can he keep it on the black stuff? Can he bring home 8 points? Which is 4 times more than he's earned all season. He's been sick and tired of everyone talking about how he hasn't scored points in so long, and he's sitting P6. If he can bring it home, oh, it'll be heroic. And Monroe gets a penalty, 9 seconds. All he has to do is keep it on the black stuff, and he's secured P6. Maybe, if he can close up a bit to Dr. Wolfang, he might get P5. The Feeble Boy has also got himself 9 seconds worth of penalties. Oh, he's looking sweet. He's looking sweet. Tommy going to go for that fastest lap attempt on this last lap. But this man, he's got to get points, boys. Rabbi isn't even, I mean, we sort of could have, if you had a bet who was going to win this race, I think it was a safe bet to put the money on Rabbi, but he comes across the line, extends his championship lead. Rabbi, what a man. The Scotsman. Kingsholm takes P2. Warren with a very respectable P3. And the man, and he's gone and done it, boys. He's got himself a P6. He's got himself a P6. Honestly, I'm the happiest man alive. I'm the happiest man alive. Barry, I don't know if you're listening, but good on you, son. Go on, lad. Oh, and he thought he was going to join me in the commentary box. He was certain. He was texting earlier. He said he wasn't happy with the setup, and he's sitting there in P6. What a man. What a man. Rabbi takes the fastest lap at the moment, but Tommy's still on his. Can he take it away? I suppose that's the only thing to keep an eye out for at the minute, but the Per McLarens, they were running 3 and 4, and it's a 4 and 9. Tommy comes into the final straight, start finish. Does he tip the fastest lap? I don't know, I didn't see it. He did the little wiggle over the line, but I didn't see if he got it or not, but oh, chaos, absolute chaos. Warren, driver of the day. I have to give him my driver of the day too. Warren, fair play, man. I can't remember where you started, but it was at least 16 positions gained there. That was a great drive, and I think that's your first podium in league racing as well. So, nicely done. Nicely done. He'd be a happy boy with that, I'd say. But Rabbi extends his championship lead. I think it's safe to say he's got it in the bag now. I don't know the exact miles, but that's another. Well, he's got the sprint points to his name as well. Kingsholm extends his lead over Dr. Wolfang. The two McLarens. Just teamwork wasn't there today, I suppose. But anyway, let's run down the grid if this decides to load. There it is. So we have Rabbi, the Scotsman, extends his championship lead. He manages to retain the fastest lap. Kingsholm comes home in P2. You'll be happy with that result. And Warren in P3. From P18 on the grid, it's a 15th place gain. Well done, Warren. You have something to be proud of there. Once again, the game doesn't let me scroll down, but I'll run down the top 14 anyway. Chris, Dr. Wolfang in the McLaren recovered a P4 after that incident with his teammate, Feeble Boy, one of the new guys. From P15 to P5, another amazing drive. Mr. Basel, P6, Nero P7, Cairo P8, and Tommy in P9. The rest of the drivers did not finish the race. So, very, very interesting Grand Prix, shall I say. Well, no, this game's obviously harder. It's more of a sim than an arcade game this year. A lot of DNFs we were expecting, but not this many. Just a chaotic race. I think a lot of people aren't happy with some of the incidents. I know Dave wasn't happy with his collision with Falache. Just had a bit of a nightmare, I suppose, and I do feel for him. But that's the end of this coverage, this commentary. I know it's been brilliant. I know you love it. I know I'm not Broom, but I'm better. Not really, but you know. So we'll be back on Sunday. I'll just get up the race for Sunday now. If I'm right, it is Brazil, actually. If I'm right. So we'll be back in Brazil for Sunday's Super Sunday Racing too, and thank you very much for watching and tolerating my BTEC commentary, but we will see you guys later.